Hi, so I'm going to be doing a tutorial on the Kawasaki Rose, which is a really nifty model. So, paper, I've got triple tissue, so orange, red's the coloured side, orange is the white side. So you want to start with the white side up, or in my case the orange side up. And step 1 is to make a grid of 8 by 8. So fold in half, then half that, half, all the way along. So you have a half, then you halve the halves by bringing the sides to the middle, and do try to be fairly precise. And then you want to halve the quarters, so one to here, to the first crease, then to the third crease, then repeat on the other side, and then repeat this whole process for the horizontal. Now you can do this with pretty much any paper. I'd recommend a slightly larger sheet than 15 by 15 when you're starting, but any kind of paper should work. It doesn't really have many layers. So even your basic kami, just off like the basic origami paper off the shelf would do, but depends on how fancy one wants to go. Anyway, so the other side is nearly done now, and then we have an 8 by 8 grid. So there we go, there's a grid. The line's a bit faint, but if I go onto the other side, it's slightly more apparent. Yeah, one side is a bit more faint than the other, but... And now, what you want to do is fold. So first of all, fold the diagonals. And this time you want to be very precise and really match the corners. So diagonals have to go through the corners of the squares. That way, the other way. And then fold up to the next square, and one after, and the one after, all the way until you get down to here. And you want to stop here. You don't need to fold the last one. You just want to stop there. So this is just making creases, and it's the easiest, if the most time-consuming, probably, part of the model. And try to be as precise as possible. It will help. So do this on all four corners. So you have diagonals going through all of your boxes, apart from the very, very end ones, which aren't crossed and only have like a half of a cross as diagonal line. I have a bee on my window. Okay, and that's one diagonal down. Now to do the other diagonal. And be careful that they all line up. And you should see that and remember, stop here. Don't do the last one. And you see sort of a grid thing is coming where this has an X through it. Anyway, now for the last corner. Okay, so once you've got this, you want to fold all the corners in, including this one, which doesn't seem to want to fold in. So fold all the corners in, and then in the middle, from this to there, there to there, there to there, and there to there, you see how that draws out a box? Mount and fold that box. So we start with the top one. Next one. Next one. Be careful that they line up with the corners. And the last one. You should see that the film was a diamond if you're holding it this way. So now, take that middle line, mount fold the middle line, and valley fold the two lines next to it, so it goes up. So it raises up it like this. Okay, do the same for the other side. You'll see that one fold will interrupt the other. That is fine. Let it happen. And now, what you want to do is raise all four corners up at once. And then fold them in a clockwise direction. So you see how the middle, if you just keep folding, keep pushing the middle, eventually the paper will spin. And you'll find this sort of thing happening. And this is why that diamond that you creased in earlier with mountain folds comes in handy, because it should just collapse down. Keep going with it. And my paper is rather hard to reverse fold, but if you use a stiffer paper it should be easier. Okay, so once you've got this, turn it over so that you see how you have four flaps. Now, what you do, let's start with one of these. Open it up slightly and take this diagonal and its corresponding right angle line, it's like this, from this diagonal, the second one along. The second one along, so this is the first one, this is the second one. And just sort of mount and fold these lines. And here you want to valley fold the ones next to them. So doing this, and then fold this one down. Repeat with all four flaps. So this is the second one. We go first line, second line, and across, raise it up so that you have sort of a this shape, and now valley fold those lines to make it 3D. Third one. You can turn it over as well if you want to crease it. And also just push this way a bit and hold it in like that so it kind of starts collapsing. And the last one. Okay, so now you have these four, and next you want to bring them together. So at this step, if you want to get some pegs to hold it together, you can. It would be easier if you do, or you can try just using your hands. So first of all, take this corner of one of the shapes, reverse fold it in, and then you have this shape now, fold up here, and then this line down. Okay. This side, squeeze and fold, valley fold here. And this is the thing you would be wanting to hold together with paper clips or pegs or whatever, or your hands. And you want to repeat this on all four sides, and they should sort of come up together. So next one. And it doesn't matter which way you go round as long as you do get them all. So I prefer to fold all of these things first and then fold those in. It makes it slightly easier for me. Crease really hard so that it stays like mostly in place. And the last one. Here. So now, bringing all of the other flaps, whilst holding it together, so there's one, there's two, there is three, very tentatively. Okay, there is three, and then finally the fourth one. There. So now you'll have four of these type of things sticking up, and what you want to do is, you see back here how you've got a line there, you want to fold in on that line, just mount and fold it inwards, and that should hold it, that holds it in place a bit better. Do this with all four. Okay, then you see how you have four right-angled triangles? Make those the edges of a square. So fold those into the middle. So like this, and sort of, and it should be like a square. And then fold the next one over the previous one. So like this, fold the next corner over the previous corner. Like this, fold the next corner of the previous corner, like this, and this last corner you want to stuff in there, stuff in that pocket to lock the whole thing in place, like that. So now back on this side, you see it's already starting to form. You just pull. You can pull a bit, and you can pull pretty hard. Not hard, and don't rip the paper, of course, but you can pull pretty hard, and it should should start forming a shape. And then what you want to do is you want to take these flaps and just pull on them so they go like this, like a petal. This is just shaping now. Petal, 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 and then here for these 4 corners, those 2, fold them out or bend them out to make petal, 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 and then there's your Kawasaki rose.